Hi everyone, it's Jen. Sorry I have not been updating you guys. Just working full time and, you know, being huge and, you know, going to the doctors a lot and everything has just really stopped my whole process of doing videos and everything for you guys, and I'm so sorry. I do still constantly watch everyone's videos at night before bed, so I at least stay on track as I think I can with you guys. But I just wanted to let everyone know I don't even remember my last week's video. I didn't go back and check, but I remember that I had questions about what we named her, or what we will be naming her, and, you know, I wanted to let you guys know we're going to name her Peyton Elizabeth, and she's doing fantastic. I am now, where am I? I'm almost 34 weeks, and I am exhausted. I actually had a very, very long weekend. It was our baby shower, so we got tons and tons of goodies, and I'll have to go ahead and do a nursery tour so you all can see the nursery. It turned out beautiful. What else? Oh, I think at like 28 weeks, we were diagnosed with gestational diabetes. I am borderline. My levels have never reached over 140. But the doctor had suggested after a week of diet and exercise, which I did end up losing 2 pounds, that she wanted me to go on insulin. And it was really upsetting because, you know, I was on metformin for my PCOS, and that helps with the insulin resistance. I didn't know that I could stay on that. I didn't know pregnant women could stay on it, so I didn't request to stay on it or anything. And my particular doctor, does not feel that metformin is good for pregnancy, only because she said that you tend to get more lows more low blood sugar than to be stable. So she said that insulin is definitely the best way to go, and she recommended the insulin. So I have to do injections twice a day. It's really not bad. I've been poked by needles. I can't even count how many times. I can't even think of a number of how many times. And I'm still not used to it. I'm not used to blood draws or anything. I can't stand it. And so I really thought I was going to have major issues with the insulin. And the first time I went to go do it, I sat and cried and begged my husband to help me. I'm like, please just do this for me. And he's like, you know what, you really need to try it yourself. He's like, because what if I'm not around and you need it, you know? So he's like, you really need to, you know, try. And so I did. And I almost passed out, and I felt hot, and I just got myself completely nervous. The needle is so fine that, you know, honestly, I didn't feel anything. And, I mean, there's been days now, I would say after the third injection, I pretty much became a pro. But there's been days where, you know, I'll hit capillaries and I get, you know, little bruises, or like I'll put the needle in a little bit, I can't really say the wrong way, because, I mean, there is a wrong way, but, I guess the angle is really important. And I'll put it in. Sometimes I get a little burning sensation. So, I mean, but honestly, it is nothing to what I made it out to be in my head. And, you know, that was the big issue with that. So, but otherwise, I mean, my levels are perfect now. The baby, there is no extra amniotic fluid, which is very common with gestational diabetes. The weight gain is very common. I lost a total of 4 pounds since starting the diet and the injections. And the weird thing with the diet is, you know, being an overweight person, you always think less is better, and that is not the truth by all means. I actually eat probably 5 or 6 times a day. And, you know, it's different foods, though, than what I would eat normally. And I watch my sugar, and I watch what I'm eating. I'm very conscious of what I eat. So that has changed, which, honestly, I hope to carry that even after she's born. I have a goal to get healthy and lose weight. And so, you know, that's a personal goal I have for myself, but not just for myself, but for her as well. I want to be able to, you know, do everything she wants to do. I want to be able to run around and, you know, not be out of breath. And really, before my pregnancy, I never was like that. I mean, I would say besides my PCOS, I'm a pretty healthy, overweight person. I don't have blood pressure issues or cholesterol, or knock on wood, but I don't. So that's always good. I'm sorry, I keep looking at the time because I'm going to be headed to work soon. Actually, I'm headed to the doctor's, not to work. And then after the doctor's work. So, let's see what else. We have, I now go 2 times a week for NSTs, which I think is a little excessive. But I also love to hear her heartbeat and you know, hear her in there. I go to the doctor's once a week. So I go, like today, I'm going to have my NST done, and it's all in her office. So I have my NST done, and then I go to the doctor's right after the NST. And then I go 2 days later, or 3 days later, and then I go for my other NST. So that's been a lot, and working full time on top of that has been a lot. My work has been completely fantastic. They have decided to give me 12 weeks maternity leave, which I cannot tell you how much that means to me. I'm, of course, nervous because half of that is, of course, unpaid. Half will be paid, but, you know, I mean, we will manage. We'll figure it out. I just think it's so important to spend at least those 3 months with her and set up a schedule. And I plan to breastfeed, so, you know, I want to really give that a shot. And I think if I had to go back in 6 weeks, you know, on short-term disability, it would have been the most awful thing in the world. But, you know, and I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I just started my job last year in November, and so I wasn't qualified for FMLA. So that's why I'm just so incredibly grateful to them. And not just that, I mean, with the doctor's appointments changing, you know, every 2 weeks or every two times a week, excuse me, I can't even talk. You know, that's a lot to ask. I'm late to work 2 times a week. And then if you throw in an ultrasound, then you're talking I'm late or leaving 3 times that week if I can't get them in the same day. So it's getting a lot. And, you know, I feel like I'm ready, but I get nervous. I can say that. My husband too, he's been nervous and, just more, he's more like the financial end of nervous, of course. And I think that's completely normal. for the husband to feel that way or the significant other to feel that way. We finally, after a long, hard struggle, have gotten to a very comfortable place. And now adding a child expense, of course, is going to stress him out, I think, a little bit. I mean, they're not cheap, so, but my nervousness, I mean, really revolves around, having to go back to work. You know, without me working, we don't get the extras. And the extras aren't important, but yet I find them important. I want Peyton to have, I don't want to say anything she wants because, of course, that's impossible, but I want her to have, and I want her to experience things that I couldn't as a child living paycheck to paycheck. And I want to take her on vacations and, so, I mean, I think it's really important that I also help out financially. And the good thing about that is we're not putting her in daycare where I'm working to pay daycare. I have a huge supportive family, and my parents are actually going to be watching her while I'm at work. And my sisters that work, part-time, and one is still a stay-at-home mother, will help out. So, I mean, I am so fortunate for that alone. She'll be with family, but I don't want to say it doesn't make it any easier, because it does, knowing that she's going to be with family, but there's other fears that go on with that as far as her not being socialized, and she's going to be with my parents who are older, and I mean, so there's like little fears there, but I think when it comes to the point of her being old enough to be socialized and stuff, we might consider doing like a part-time daycare or something to get her socialized. So, and I mean, I grew up 7 years apart from my brother, so I mean, and I turned out pretty social. So I don't know how important that is, but I'm sure that I'm going to read a book about it or hear about it or make comments or, so, but it'll all work out. And that's what I'm telling myself. I'm really not trying to set these high expectations, because I am the type of person who likes to plan. And if it don't go by my plan, then I tend to freak out. So I'm really not trying to set myself up for failure. I'm just kind of winging it, which I don't even know where that strength has come from, because usually, like I said, I am a planner and I plan everything, and I have everything in its line. So that's definitely a different aspect of me. So I think I'm going to stop here, and I know a lot of information, a lot of mumbling, so I do apologize for that. I apologize for not being able to do weekly updates. It's just impossible. But know that I think of all of you, and I appreciate all of your comments, and, it's never unmissed. It's just I haven't had the time. And I would like to do the nursery tour today for you. So maybe when I get home, I can do that. If not, then I'll hopefully have that up this week. It did turn out really, really nice, and like I said, I mean, even our shower gifts were just amazing. We are so blessed. So, all right, everybody, it was nice talking to you, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.